Best Morning Live on TikTok. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. MashaAllah. What's up, people on YouTube? Shout out to you guys for being here already before the stream even starts. Let me get my shares out there. Ooh, man, if you guys didn't attend the Bible study last night, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Don't know. Typo on my title. All right. Oh, thanks, brother. A lot makes sense. Accidentally fell asleep during the end of the Bible study headlong. No worries, brother. No worries, man. You should be able to see it. Your YouTube sub. Who got zooted? Shalom. Good morning, chosen few. Glory to the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever, to the ages of ages. Amen. Good morning, brother. God bless. God bless everybody. If you're on TikTok, you know what to do. Tap the screen. Let's get the like goals up so we can get some people in here. Let's see if somebody gonna actually respond to the prompt. What do you think? I think we're gonna get some cooking today, guys, on TikTok, or what? We're gonna get some people or no? We getting people or no? Because Allah don't make sense. You know how the Muslims be doing. They be like, "Oh, I'm not a Christian because, Christianity. It just doesn't make sense, Aki. It doesn't make sense. How could God be man? How can God doesn't have to be man? How could how does him dying for your sin? How does that make sense? That's why I'm not Christian, Aki. It just doesn't make sense." Well, I got something for them too. Allah don't make sense. Assalamu alaikum.
أخي أنا محتاجة إلى بعض المساعدات.
Sorry, no money here. No money here. No money here, Muslima. But yeah, it just doesn't Christianity. I just don't. I don't understand how can God be man? How can God be a man? Is God man? When he was born, did he breastfeed? Did he feed off the breast? It just doesn't make sense. It don't make sense. Well, you know what? I have a similar reason why I'm not a Muslim. I have a similar reason. It just doesn't make sense. There's some problems with it. I got some issues. How much shekel you get to be a troll? What the hell, bro? What the hell, bro? Anyways, if you guys missed the Bible study last night, if you guys are on YouTube and you guys are a YouTube subscriber to the channel, you will have access to that live stream last night. I'll probably make it available for everybody. Actually, it was definitely, put a one in the chat if you're on the Bible study last night, either on TikTok or YouTube. I thought last night's lesson, when I got to it, was a great example as to what we're going to be doing with the course tomorrow night, when we start our course with motifs in the Bible and how the understanding motifs from the Old Testament, especially Genesis, helps you understand the Gospels, right? What we talked about last night was a common motif of the Old Testament, one of the biggest ones. And right there, we're able to understand the Bible that much better. So if you have a completely new outlook on how to look at the waters, right, and how the waters are looked at from a Jewish perspective, then you'll see things completely different whenever that motif is mentioned. Yeah, Ted, exactly. Chaos and control water. Yeah, exactly right. Right, chaotic waters are waters under control, right? So, and a huge motif as to why water baptism is necessary for salvation, why the Catholics and the Orthodox take water baptism like as literal water. It's not like a spiritual or symbolic thing. Amen, bro. What is up with you, man, with this heart thing, man? Like, I was embarrassing yesterday, bro. I was embarrassed for you. True story about Muslim Tiger, aka Amen. He used to be on this live stream in the mornings with this guy. I forgot his name now. White guy, turned Muslim. Used to do a Dawah stream every morning. And when I would get ready for work, I used to listen to the live stream. And it was I love listening to it because, man, him and the other guy, they were just so clueless about the Bible. But they would have a lot of views, and they'll be cooking Christians that didn't know any better. But guess what? In the mornings, I couldn't get up there because I was getting ready for work when they used to go live. And this is before anybody knew who I was. But there was one night they went live at night when I wasn't working. They had like 400 or 500 people in there. I went up on stage and I was cooking him and Muslim Tiger and the host on Daniel 7. And next thing you know, I had like 400 plus followers in like 30 minutes. And then next thing you know, I said, you know what? Let me start doing lives on TikTok. Yeah, Matthew Bryans. There you go. Thank you, Muslim Tiger. I hate that I don't remember his name because he was actually a cool dude. I actually liked him. I don't dislike Muslim Tiger. He's at least he's at the end of the day, he's not like a disgusting insulter like some of these other guys. He's disingenuous as all hell and he'll lie, but he doesn't insult or do anything crazy. So I don't really dislike him either. But Matthew was cool. I actually liked him, even though he didn't know anything about Christianity. Holy crap. Talk about a guy that left Christianity out of ignorance. Wow. He didn't know jack. So, inshallah, he comes back to the truth. But yeah, you know what? Oh, and last thing I was going to say about that Matthew Bryans thing, he used to do the lives in the mornings. And then when I saw a success of doing my live, because I didn't start off my lives in the morning, when I saw a success in the lives in the morning, I was just like, oh yeah. And Matthew Bryans wasn't doing lives anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be my new morning live now. I'm going to be the best morning live on TikTok now. So shout out to Muslim Tiger and Matthew Bryans for helping inspire the best morning live on TikTok. Shout out to y'all. Bear, what's that verse in Ecclesiastes about the unrighteous gathering up for the righteous? I don't know. Not off the top of my head, unfortunately. Good morning, Sewing Time. How are you? Good to see you. Not gonna lie, there's pastors that can't compare to Bible study last night. Man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate that not in an arrogant way or anything like that, but because nothing that I went through in the Bible study last night is my own discovery. I want to make that clear. Okay, guys. Especially for those of you guys that are either thinking about signing up for the course or signed up for the course. There's no information that I'm going to give you guys that is going to be something that is original from me. None. 0%. I am not that gifted to find these things on my own. I was taught these things. And all of the things that I'm going to teach tomorrow night are things you can learn on your own for free. You don't need me to find these things. Okay? What you're signing up for in the course is you like my communication skills, and hopefully you trust that I can condense a lot of complex time that you can be spending on your own and condense it down and simplifying it for you so you can understand it better versus trying to do it on your own. But nothing that I went through last night is something that I came up on my own. I was taught these things. And I would love to share these things with you guys because, and you know what? That was a lot of the reason why I didn't start off the course so early. Is because I was just like, man, all this stuff people can just get on their own, I feel. But you know, you guys are signing up for the trust that you have in me, and then also my ability to communicate. So, you know, I'm moving forward with it. Where the Muslims at, man? Allah is illogical. This should be rage bait, or at least like a little bit of a bait to come up and be like, oh, Allah's not illogical. The Trinity is illogical. How can you say this? It's so dumb. This is what it used to do. It's definitely the way you teach it, brother. It really helps us. Thank you, Ted. Yeah, thank you. I've known this gift that God has given me for a long time, and I definitely want to use it for the glory of the kingdom. All glory to the Most High, guys, doing this. All glory to Him, and thank you guys for all of your support. All right. That's what's refreshing. Some pastors don't go to scholars or fathers. They just go off feelings and telling people what they want to hear, never teaching. I agree. Yeah, they become very good, like self-developmental teachers, unfortunately, in Protestant world. They'll take a Bible passage and try to modernize it and put it in a way that helps you with your own self-development as a person, right? Or they'll apply it to some sort of trend that's going on in the world. I'm capping for views. Will come up, bro. Expose my cap. Yeah, so unfortunately pastors do that. And I'm not saying every pastor or anything like that, but I know that was my experience. That's what kind of got me, because I knew about orthodoxy for a little bit before I moved over, and I was still going to Protestant church. I just didn't know when the time was to even make the change, if it ever were to happen. But once I started to realize that, like, I'm starting to understand the Bible better than my own pastor, and I can't think of another pastor I can attend church that's going to understand it just like I do. That's when I knew it started to become time. So, it is what it is.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you tell me why the Trinity is more rational than Tawhid?
Well, I would say that Tawhid is just illogical, period. Because
why would it be illogical when the Trinity wouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, we can get to the Trinity. We got to go one at a time. So first, the prompt is Allah is illogical. So the reason why he's illogical is because he has attributes that just can't make sense for a unipersonal God. Just wouldn't follow.
Why?
Because, for example, like him being the most loving, would you agree that loving is a relational thing?
What do you mean by that?
So you can't love like unless there's another. Like it's relational. There's a lover and then there's a beloved.
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay. So can you give me an example on how love can be non-relational?
I can't give you an example, but just because I can't doesn't mean that I have to agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it, bro. You can do whatever you want. You can agree that there's a space. You can agree that God is a space alien made of marshmallow, and I can't force you not to believe that.
It isn't logically proven either way.
No, brother. Listen, I'm asking you, how do you know? Or can you give me an example of how love is non-relational? Now, you can make the claim that that's not the case. Like I said, you can believe that your God is.
You're making the positive.
You can believe,
so
no, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on. You can believe, if you want, that your God is a space alien marshmallow, if you want, and I can't force you not to believe that, right? But you would need to substantiate what you're saying. So if you're saying that it's possible for love to be non-relational,
the one who's making positive claim has to substantiate it.
Brother, you're the one that's saying that it's possible. This is the positive claim on your end. It's possible for love. It's possible because this is an axiom, bro. This is self-evident. So if you're saying, Ryan, come on, man. I don't want to end the conversation early, bro. I really want to have this conversation.
Okay, so can you stop giving like misinformation to your viewers?
This is not misinformation. You're the one that's saying that love can be. You're the one that's making the positive claim that love is non-relational. So
You,
can
no,
you
no,
gi-
you're the
can you
one
give
that.
me an example as to how love can be non-relational, please? Substantiate that. So we're waiting for the
Brother,
substantiation, brother. You
yeah,
can't just come up
you
here and say
muted
these
me.
things.
I can't speak when you're muted me, right? So you're making the positive claim that it is relational. You need to prove that. I'm not going to prove a negation
Brother,
of
this
that.
is a first principle. So for example, like if I'm saying there is no way whatsoever that or I should say, let's say this, in every way possible on earth, gravity will exist. Do I have to then take you to every inch of this planet to prove that gravity exists in every inch of this planet?
Wait,
Or
say that again.
if I make the claim and I say gravity exists on every inch of this planet, do I then need to take you on every inch of the planet in order to prove my point? Or if you know there's a spot where gravity doesn't exist on this planet, you can just show us and that'll
You
save
could,
time.
you could do both.
Okay,
What is your
good.
point?
My point
that if
point
you're
is,
making a
here's
claim,
my
you have to
point.
prove
Here's
it,
my point.
and you can't prove it.
I'm not gonna go over every instance of love and show you it's relational every single time when you can just substantiate and show us the one time that it's not.
That doesn't mean it has to be relational.
Okay, good. So prove that, please.
No. You're making the positive claim that it has to be relational.
So let me make this
You have to prove
let
that.
me make this clear. You
You're shifting the
don't
burden,
want
and it's
to
obvious that you
let
can't
me
debate.
ask you this. You don't want to substantiate your claim that love is non-relational.
No, you're just being bad faith. You're
How is
making
this
the
in
claim.
bad
I'm not
faith?
claiming
I'm
anything.
giving you the opportunity to demonstrate what you're saying is true.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this very simply. Who is making the claim? You or me?
You're making the claim that love is
What claim am I
non-relational.
making?
I didn't
I
make a
didn't claim
claim.
that.
All I said was, do
I
you
didn't claim that.
agree?
I
I
just
asked
asked you
you
to
if
prove
you
your
agree.
claim.
I asked you a question. I said, do you agree that love is relational?
Okay, I said I don't know. Can you
No, you
prove that?
didn't.
It is.
You said no. You said it. I said, well, can you give me an example
Yeah, saying no
can you
and I
give me
don't
an
know is the
example
same.
as to how love can be non-relational?
It's
And
not upon me.
you're
The burden is
refusing
on
to
you.
do that. You're refusing to do
Yeah,
that.
the burden is on you.
No, brother. I think what is going on here is you realize the problem here. That if love
Okay,
is relational,
brother.
then you
Okay,
know where this is
let's
going,
start
brother.
over.
Your
Let's
God's
start over.
illogical.
Let's start over. You're making the claim. I'm saying I don't know.
I didn't make a
So
claim.
can you prove the claim that you're making?
I did not make the claim. I asked you a
Okay,
question.
so you have no argument.
I do, but I wanted to
What is your
get
argument?
common ground. I wanted to get. I didn't get to the argument yet.
Okay, so what's the common
So
ground?
let's start from the beginning. Okay, love is a relational thing. Do you agree?
I don't know if it is. Can you prove it
Okay,
is?
well, good. If you don't know what it is, brother, then you shouldn't be up here. You need to go look and see if you
Exactly. You have
exist.
to run.
See you later, bro. Kick rocks. Dude, he is. I was hoping that because he likes to go into metaphysics, I was hoping we can actually have a conversation, but I forgot how dumb that guy is. Like, literally dumb. Absolutely dumb. What's up?
Assalamu alaikum. How are you, brother?
Wa alaikum salam. What's up?
How's it going, man?
Going good. Yeah, so Allah's illogical. I'm gonna pick up from what did you hear the last conversation?
No, I just recently joined.
Okay. Do you agree? You do believe in Allah's 99 names. You're a Sunni, right?
Yes,
Okay.
alhamdulillah. I'm Muslim.
Yeah, I already figured that, but you're a Sunni. Okay, so when it comes to his attribute of being the most loving, do you agree that loving is a relational thing? Brother, mute your mic when you go away from TikTok.
Sorry, I just got a call. Sorry. I'm sorry, what was it?
Do you believe that loving is a relational act? This guy's gonna go get a call every time I ask this question. Holy crap. All right, we're gonna give him a second here. That was script loading. Oh man. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, is love relational or not relational? And he left. And he left. And there we go, guys. Yeah, this is why for the Muslims that always say, well, Christian, I'm not a Christian because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, Allah don't make sense either. What's up, man? Did you figure out if love is relational or not?
Brother, like, let's be honest here. You're being bad faith. I'm trying to have a good debate with you. Like, I'm trying to get into the metaphysics, but
define what you mean by bad faith.
Define
what you mean by bad faith.
You're not actually engaging in a debate. You just want to like be on here for your ego. Like you acknowledge that I said I don't know. And
let's say all of that. Let's say all of that is true. Like, why does that make me wrong?
Because you have the burden of proof and you can't prove anything.
Burden of proof of what?
Your claims.
What's my claim?
That love is relational.
Okay, I didn't make that claim. I asked if you agreed with it.
Okay.
Do you agree with it?
If I say I don't know,
do you agree or not agree with it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you don't know, we can't have this conversation, brother.
Exactly. So you have to run.
No, I don't. I just don't need to have a conversation with somebody who doesn't know. Like, how am I going to have a conversation with somebody who's like, let's say, like autistic or something, or has Down syndrome? Am I going to have a conversation with them about this? Does that mean I'm running from the Down syndrome person? No. You don't even know if love is relational. So no thanks, bro. What's up?
What's up, man?
What's up? Are you Muslim?
I am.
Okay. Sunni?
No. Oh yeah, my bad.
Okay. All right. So do you agree? I don't know if you heard the last conversations.
No, I just got in here.
Okay. So you do believe in Allah's 99 attributes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So the reason why Allah doesn't make sense is because these attributes that describe his essence, his nature, some of them are relational. A lot of them are relational. So, for example, like being the most loving, that act, like being the most loving. Loving is an act that is relational. Would you agree or disagree?
Well, I could love something without having a relationship to it. No, can you?
Okay, so can you give me an example of how being loving is not, how an act of love is not relational?
I love all, like for example, I love all members of my family. Some of them I haven't met them, but I still love them.
That's still relational because there's two subjects there. When I say relational, I don't mean like you're actually know them or got to know them. Like even loving something like your car is still relational because there's two subjects there.
So can you give me your definition of relationals, like this, like make it a little bit clearer?
Yeah. So there's a understanding. No worries. There's a distinction. There's a relational distinction, meaning there is somebody who loves the lover. There's somebody, and that lover is in the act of loving, and then there's the object that it's loving, which is distinct from the lover, which is the beloved. So there's a relational distinction between the lover and the beloved.
So, for instance, me loving myself isn't relational, or is that no?
No. You wouldn't be able.
So me loving myself is not relational.
No, that wouldn't be relational.
But literally everything besides that is relational.
Right.
Is that your point?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I wrong?
No, that's right.
So everything besides loving myself is relational.
Correct.
So then I think yes, Allah's love would be relational.
Okay.
So in your terms.
Perfect. Okay. So then there's loving yourself and then there's loving everyone else. Okay. Those are the two categories I guess you're trying to point to because you're saying loving yourself. Now, I could make an argument that loving yourself wouldn't necessarily be a real thing, but we're going to grant it for the sake of argument. Okay. So now, do you believe that Allah is perfect and doesn't need anyone else?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So before creation, who was Allah loving?
Yeah. Before, like nobody then, no.
Okay. So then does Allah need creation in order to express all forms of love?
I guess in that sense, sure.
Okay.
In your definition of it, but
good.
It wouldn't be needed if there was nothing there. You know what I'm saying?
So he does need creation in order to express a relational love, correct?
Well, you can't love something relationally if there's nothing there. So yeah, of course.
Okay. So then does this mean that Allah needs creation?
No. Because you could say this, right? Does Allah need relational love?
Yes.
I don't think he does he?
Yes, he does.
Why does he need it?
Because is the
Why
attribute
does he need it?
is the attribute a description of his essence?
Maybe expand on that a little bit more.
So do you know what an essence
can.
is?
I do, but I don't know
It's okay if you don't.
context you're referring
No worries.
to.
An essence.
I would like. I know what an essence is, right? But I just want to be exact with the terminology.
No problem. So an essence would be just a set of properties as to what you are. Okay. So Allah, these 99 attributes are describing his essence. That's what he is. Would you agree?
Okay. Okay.
So before creation,
Yes.
So before creation, the attribute of the most loving just wasn't real until creation happened. So does that mean there was a part of him that didn't exist and then began to exist after creation?
I mean, not to be insulting, I think that's a little bit narrow-minded to say. Because think about it like this, right? Let's say you're in a black void, right? Would you say yourself are a caring person? You're a caring person? Is that a bad thing to say?
Mm-mm. Not a bad thing. You're breaking up a little bit, bro. I don't know if you can change.
So you're a caring person, right?
I don't know if you can move to a different spot. Your service is cutting in and out right now.
I'm on Wi-Fi. That might be the case, but I don't know if I turn off the Wi-Fi and use my service if I'm going to disconnect.
It sounds like it's better right now. So just repeat what you just said so we can see if we can continue.
So I said, you said if you're a caring person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I put you in a black void,
Mm-hmm.
just because you can't care for anything anymore because you're in a black void.
Yeah.
Does that mean you lost the attribute, or that you're missing something about being caring now?
That's perfectly logical for me what you're describing. The problem is I am within time. I'm not an eternal being. That's the problem.
Okay,
so my
yeah,
essence
like,
is within time.
My bad. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay. I think we're having a lag situation.
Continue.
So that's why you're talking, but it's okay. What I'm saying is my essence or my nature is within time, meaning that my essence can change, and that's perfectly logical because I'm not a necessary being like God. God would need to be outside of time. He's eternal. Eternal means no beginning, no end, not subject to time or change.
I agree, but so you think just because him being the most merciful, the most loving, right? If there was nothing to love, that makes him less of a god or less of that essence?
I would say that
is that what you're implying?
I would say that he cannot even be eternal because eternal means no outside of time or not subject to time. Time is the measurement of change. If there's something within his essence that was inactive before creation and then became active after creation, regardless as to whether that attribute was always there or not, that is a change. That is a before and an after within his nature. But his nature is supposed to be eternal with no before or no after.
Yeah, but to be eternal, right? Time is no longer a factor. Yes or no? If you're eternal, time is nothing. You're above space and time.
What's your definition of time?
Well, time is just a construct we have as humans, right?
Time is a measurement of change.
It's what we experience day to day. Sure, right? But what if you're eternal like God? There is no change. Everything that he already knows, what's happening.
Correct. So if
there is no change.
So brother, follow me here.
That's why.
Follow me here. Okay, I'm going to ask you my first question. First question is does in a change, is there a before and an after in change?
You mind repeating that?
Is there a before and an after in change?
Yeah.
Okay. So if Allah's attribute of being the most loving was inactive and then active after creation, was there a before and an after within his nature?
In the context you're saying, sure. But if we look at it as God as what we believe as Muslims, God is eternal. There is no sense of time.
And that's the contradiction.
From the start, from the beginning to the end.
That's the contradiction.
Is that? Well, you're putting him as a
brother,
you're kind of putting it as if
follow
God is
me,
human,
follow me
where
here.
Let me experience change.
Do me a favor. I know we're lagging a little bit, but you're not actually understanding the conclusion and the repercussions of what you're admitting to. If you're admitting that there's something within his supposed eternal nature, eternal means there's no change, and you're admitting there's a change within his nature, that's a contradiction. You're saying he doesn't change, but he changes at the same time. That can't be true because contradictions don't exist.
I don't know if you heard me through the lag, but I was kind of saying the opposite, that we're putting God on a spectrum like a human where he could experience change, where time doesn't matter. I'm not doing that. So
I'm not doing that. You're doing that, brother. I'm not doing that. You're admitting you're admitting that he can go through a change by admitting that there's no one to love before creation. Therefore, he begins to love after creation. You're doing that, not me.
On a broad sense. On a broad sense. Of
what
like
does a broad sense, right? Or a tiny God, sense? There is no change. It doesn't matter. You're the one that is admitting that, not me. I'm not the one admitting that. You're admitting that with your God.
So let me clarify this. Do you mind if I clarify it?
Go ahead.
So for us, like let's say from the moment you were born, right? You would say you have experienced change from now to then, right? For God, there was no change for him. If that makes sense. I don't know if I know I'm not the most qualified to explain that, but the way I see it and the way I've been explained to it and what we believe as Muslims is that eternal, as in God doesn't experience change, time, gravity, all this. This is just a construct for us humans. So the same way I could say in 10 seconds from now, right? Or I'm watching a movie, it's 2 hours long. For God, it would just be, it happened. There's no time for it. You understand? So for him, there's really no change from before creation, after creation. It's only the perspective of the creation. Does that make sense? I don't know if I explained that right or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
I don't know if I did or didn't.
What you're describing is something that is only like a conceptual thing. But my question to you is: before all of creation, was being the most loving an attribute that was active?
Well, you're saying before, that implies time, no?
Yeah, but there's going to be a logical order.
Time's above God.
Yeah, we're before time even. Do you believe that creation always existed?
Do I believe creation always existed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you, brother, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: if you eternally exist, would that make you an eternal being?
Yes.
Okay. So, is there multiple eternal beings?
To my knowledge, there's only one, God.
Thank you. So is it possible that you eternally existed or not, according to your theology?
Me? No.
Okay.
As a human, no. There's no way.
So creation is not.
I don't know if my spirit.
So you did not. So you did not always.
I would say no.
Okay. So you did not always exist. There was a point as to whether you came into existence, meaning that before all creation came into existence, was his attribute of most loving active or not?
I believe it was at this point. Good. From like what the argument is.
Mm-hmm. Good.
I do believe that was always active.
That would be logical.
Like God having a sense of time.
Good. That would be logical. That it was active before creation. Now, you can't just say that without demonstrating it. So demonstrate how God can express all forms of love without creation. How can Allah do that?
Without creation?
Yep.
Well, that would go back to the argument I made earlier that to him.
Your mic, brother. Your mic got messed up.
Hey, there is no. My bad. I put it down. My bad. I would argue that there would be no time, right? He's an eternal being. So for an eternal being, it wouldn't be a before and after. It would just be an. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. You're saying
everything that ever happened and will happen and before would be a now.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
Does that make sense, or
no?
Do I have to?
Doesn't. It doesn't solve the problem. You're saying
So
you're saying his loving. You're saying his loving is active before creation. I would like the demonstration on how that could be the case if he's unipersonal.
Okay, so for instance, right? Would you agree that before and after is that relevant or irrelevant to God?
He cannot have a before and after, otherwise he's illogical. So I'm trying to figure out how he can love. How
So
can he
would there be
express all
before
forms
creation
of
for
love
God in that
without
same
creation?
sense? Would there be a before and after creation for God if that would be illogical?
There's going to be, logically speaking, yes, there's going to be an
It would just be
order.
now. That's why I said it would be now.
Brother, I can't do this with the lag, brother. So like I'm in the middle of talking, you keep jumping in. There's going to be a logical order when it comes to before and after creation. So when I say before creation, I'm saying before the existence of creation. I'm not implying that God is existing in time because of that. I'm just giving a logical order of things because God has to be before creation. Okay. But I'm not talking with any like a temporal sense. I'm just giving a logical order. So before creation existed, was the most loving attribute active? Yes or no?
Well, I agree. Like, I understand what you're saying, right? But what I'm saying is, would that even apply to God in a sense?
Yes,
the before and after part.
It would have to, brother. Yes. Unless.
Why so? Why does that apply?
Because creation is not eternal. Unless you want to say creation is eternal, that cannot be the case. It would have to be, unless you're going to say creation is eternal, you would have to then give a grounding as to how God's most loving attribute, how it was active before creation existed.
Well, I would argue in this sense, right, that God's thought to make humans or anything, any creation, since he's an eternal being, that thought is eternal. So then he could have a personal connection, a loving relationship with that, can he not?
No, that's just
not himself.
No, that's just loving his knowledge. That's not actually loving the existence.
Well, is he? I don't agree with that. If you look at it like this, right? I just want you to hear me out for a couple seconds. Since he is able to breathe life into something, or even breathe design into something, right? He could love that and attach itself. The same way I could love a drawing I make, right? Even though it's a thought in my head, I could plan a drawing in my head and I could love it. And that's not me. That's not my relationship with me. That's nothing to do with
brother.
Me.
My rebuttal. You
didn't
say anything different than what you said in the first time. I'm saying that's just loving your knowledge, your thoughts. That's not loving the actual thing.
How not? How come not? Why was that not? You can explain that?
Okay, so if somebody, if there's a soldier, hold on, brother, hold on, please. If there's a soldier that is going to war, and he is thinking about his future, his wife, and the future children they're gonna have, but then that soldier ends up dying, and the future child that he thought about never came to existence. Did he actually love that child?
No, but that's kind of irrelevant because he's not God. He's not eternal.
It's perfect, brother. That's a symmetry breaker, brother. That's still the same thing. It's still just loving. My demonstration there is he was just loving the thought of this child, but he never actually got to love that child.
Why? Because of time.
Because the thought of the child,
he never got to see it because he passed.
The thought of the child was just a thought. It wasn't a real child.
Hello?
Yeah.
My bad. I just switched the service. The internet's terrible. My bad.
It's okay.
Can you repeat that?
He just loved the thought of the child. He didn't actually love a real child.
Sure, right? Because of time and he died, right? But if you could take that same concept of God, right? Would you agree that like God could create something as he has a thought? Is that in his power and nature?
Yeah, but that creature is going to exist within time. So there's still going to be a before.
In time, right? But what if God created time for humans so we could experience that? What if he's above that? Which I do believe he's above that. But that's the
I agree.
argument still
I
apply
agree,
or
but
no?
that's my point. If he's above time and his nature is not subject to time, he cannot experience a change. So before creation, was he loving another before creation? If not, then that attribute of his went from inactive to active depending on the existence of creation, which would imply a change within his nature. That's the problem.
Okay, let's say I grant you that, right? Just for example, do you believe your God was the most loving forever?
Yes.
So wouldn't your God be contradiction when there was no
No,
humans?
because it wasn't inactive before creation like yours. That's my point.
But you just said he was loving before. It had the attribute of being the most loving, right?
Yes, brother. Yeah, the act of love for God is eternal. It doesn't have a beginning or end. It doesn't change.
So why does that only apply, and I mean no disrespect, right, to my God, but not yours?
Because my God is not unipersonal.
Could you? I honestly don't know what that means. If you don't mind educating me on that.
My God
Never
is
heard that.
multi-personal. There's 3 persons within one being.
3 persons?
Within one being, yes. Your God is just one person.
So you're saying they loved each other?
Yes.
Is that your argument?
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yes. That's how they can ground love without creation. Yes.
But they're all one.
One being, not the same person.
But wouldn't that just be loving themselves, which is a relationship? No?
Nope. Because person would mean an identity of a who. So if the Father loves the Son and the Son is not the Father, then he's not loving himself. He's loving another.
So the Son and the Father are not the same.
They're not the same person. They're the same being.
Isn't that a loophole?
Nope.
No?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what you
right?
mean.
I
I don't know what you
trying to
mean
be
by.
disrespectful, right?
Well, I mean, if it's a problem, you would need to demonstrate how it is.
Okay, so what do you say that the Son and the Father and the Holy Spirit, right? Let's say, like they're the same thing, right? Every single thought is the same between them.
Same being, not the same person.
Okay, this is gonna sound dumb. Can you just like describe that to me? Because I've heard it like from multiple Christians, right? I've heard that the Son is not part of God, but just higher than all the prophets. I don't know what you believe, right? I've heard a lot of different things from Christians, so everyone's a bit different. So what's your stance on it? Like, what does that mean to you?
They're the same being, meaning they have the same identical nature. However, they're not the same person. Person and being are not the same thing.
So let me just say this. I suffer a lot before I say this, right? Let's say there was 2 eternal beings, right?
I'm not saying that though.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm just saying this as an example, right? There's 2 eternal beings, right? I just lost my train of thought. Never mind that. Continue. So there are 2. You said
nothing else to continue. Like my God can ground love for eternity and does not need creation to do that, and it wouldn't imply a change for him.
So you're saying because of the Trinity, right? The fact that there are 3 persons but the same being, right? They have a multifaceted relationship of love.
I don't know what you mean by multifaceted, but they can ground
like they can
eternal
love. They love each other. Like, does that make sense? They love each other.
They ground love within each other. Yes.
Okay, then I could maybe grant you that the point you were making earlier, but to me personally, the Trinity itself is illogical to me.
How?
And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. I just think that's illogical.
Now, when you're making the claim that it's illogical, are you making the claim that it violates any of the laws of logic?
That God is one?
No, I said the laws of logic, bro.
Yeah, how could one thing be 3? How could one being be 3 persons?
Okay, so do you
It's
believe?
kind of illogical.
Okay, well, I'll show you how you can believe in the same thing. Does Allah
Okay,
does Allah have 99 distinct attributes?
I could be 99 different things by being the same person.
Hold on, brother.
but you can't be three different persons being one
Okay,
being.
what's
in my
the
mind.
rule
Maybe
for
you
that?
could educate me.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. So then you need to substantiate that rule that you can have 99 distinct attributes within one essence of God, like you believe, but that can be applied for attributes, but for some reason there's a rule that cannot be applied to persons. So you would need to
Okay,
provide
perfect.
what
So-
is the law of logic that would violate when you believe in the same exact thing, that there's distinctions and multiplicity within one essence.
Okay. Well, me as a person limited, right? I could be loving, caring, compassionate, mean, angry, like all this stuff, right? Et cetera, while still being me, right? My name's Azad, so I can still be Azad, right? I can't be you, me, and my mother, for instance, right?
Yeah, brother. That's
While being
because,
me.
brother,
Does that make sense? Or?
you're a creature. Of course, you're limited to being what God. If the Trinity is true and you can be the Trinity, that means you can be God, right? That would be illogical. If there's another being that can be a one-to-one example to God, if God is the necessary being that creates everything.
Could you prove your claim that God, right, logically, that God can have three persons while being
It doesn't
one being?
violate any of the laws of logic. That would be my claim. The burden of proof will be on you to prove that that's not the case. And you did what most Muslims do and say, well, it's okay to be 99 distinct attributes applied to one essence without it being parts or composition. But it's not okay for you as a Trinitarian to believe that in three persons within one essence and not be a contradiction. That's special pleading.
those not different?
That's hypocrisy.
No offense.
It's
I
not.
think that's different.
It's not a different concept. What you're saying? Let me ask you this.
Different
Okay,
concept.
why can't three be within one, bro? Like just simple. Why can't three be within one, but 99 can be within one?
Well, 99 aren't like you could be 99 different. You could be 99 different things.
What?
Like I could be. Do you not understand that?
So Allah is 99 different things.
Yeah, he's caring. It doesn't mean he's a different
brother.
creature
You don't realize what you're saying right now, bro. That means like those are different things, meaning he can change natures.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean he could do different. Like God could create. Does that mean him being creator is different from him being God? Those are Those like.
Okay, so you're saying his actions. He can do different actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course he can.
But those actions are attributed to the attributes, his nature, right? His nature is how he can do those actions, right?
Well, his nature is him being all powerful, right?
Oh my
so
God,
he
dude.
could be loving, caring, compassionate,
brother,
all these things, right?
Brother, you got to understand something. That if there's 99 attributes of Allah, these are abilities of Allah to do those actions. Okay. And they're distinct from each other. They're not the same thing. Like being the most vengeful and the most loving are not the same thing. They're distinct, but they're not separate. Okay. They're within one essence of Allah. And you can't say they're parts either. Like you're got one attribute here, another attribute here. They're separate parts that came together, because that would mean your God is created, right? So you wouldn't say that either. So they're all attributed to the same essence, but they're still distinct from each other. That's 99, but one thing.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's
like, for instance,
okay. So then,
the most vengeful, but the most loving at the
if
same
you
time.
deny what I just said, then your God is 100% illogical. He's made of parts.
No, he's not.
I know you don't believe he's not. I know you don't believe he's not, and I know Muslims don't believe he's not. But if you deny that there could be three hypostases or three persons within one essence, then you would then have to deny your 99 attributes within one essence. You would have to be consistent and hold that same rule to your God. And you won't, because you'll just deny that. You'll say, no, it's perfectly possible. But why? Why would that be possible if three can't be one?
You mind if I explain?
Please.
So to go back to what you said, right? You said being vengeful, being the most vengeful and the most caring and loveful and all that, right? Is a contradiction, correct?
Not I wouldn't say it's a contradiction. They're just not each other.
What would you say in your words?
Distinct.
I don't want to
They're distinct.
What would you say? They're distinct, right? So in that same way, right? So like, let's say you commit blasphemy, right? God would be most vengeful upon you, right? You agree with that?
Okay, bro. Yeah, let's get to the point. Speed it up, please.
All right, I got you. So if he could be most vengeful, right, in that case, he could also be the most loving and caring for if you repent for that or do anything of that sort, he can still forgive you.
Brother,
So those aren't separate.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that, dude. I'm actually agreeing with you. But what you don't understand, what you're not understanding is your initial claim. You said 3 persons cannot be within one essence. I said,
Yes.
why? What's the rule? What's the rule for that? Can you answer?
What can I? Okay, what you could correct me if I'm wrong, but having 3 essence within one person.
That's not what I'm.
First,
oh my God. Okay, bro. That's not what we believe. We don't believe there's 3 essence within one person. We don't believe
or
that.
one, 3 persons in one essence. Did I phrase that wrong?
3 persons that are distinct within one essence. Yes.
Okay, so 3 persons in one essence. So when I gave you the argument of me being you and you being me, and also my mom, and
that's not an argument.
Right? You said that was illogical because I am a person, right? I am limited, correct?
Yes.
That's what you said before?
Yes.
Right. Since I'm limited, right? That's why that can't happen. Why is that possible within the means of God, though? Because wouldn't that make him not one God? I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
One being would require just, if there's going to be multiple beings, there needs to be multiple essences. We're not claiming there's multiple essences. Therefore, there's only one being, one God.
Okay, so can this Father, Son, Holy Spirit have different beliefs and be one person?
No,
being,
they have the same mind.
They can have different beliefs?
No, they have the same mind.
But wasn't it in the, I'm pretty sure the Bible states somewhere. I could pull it up. I don't know if
so now we're moving somewhere. We're moving somewhere else then now, bro. So anyways, you've been up here long enough. You've been up here long enough. Thanks for coming, bro. Appreciate it.
Okay.
We gotta move on. This is dragging out. Oh boy. All right. Tap the screen, guys. Thank you, guys. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on TikTok, guys. If you missed the Bible study last night, if you're a YouTube subscriber, you can watch it right now. I'll probably make it public for everybody, though. Definitely check out last night's Bible study. It was awesome. Put a 1 in the chat if you were there, and let everybody know that it was amazing. If you had a good time at the Bible study last night. What's up, ATL?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. What faith are you?
I'm Muslim.
Okay, Sunni.
I'm Muslim, so that's non-denomination.
Okay, so you don't do you follow like for example, do you take hadiths?
If it is logical and compatible with the Quran, then yes. But if not, then I'd throw it away.
Okay. Sahih al-Bukhari, is that logical and compatible to the Quran?
Not all of them.
Okay, so you just pick and choose. So you're your own authority as to what is.
It's not my authority, but that's my faith, though. Quick thing: Allah is another word for God in Arabic. So if you go to,
that would be Allah, or Allah just means the God.
It's the same thing.
It's the name. It's the name of your God, brother.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's just a name.
Christians will say Allah.
I don't care what Christians would say. I'm talking about you and I don't worship the same God. You worship something different.
Oh, absolutely. You're a polytheist. So I'm a monotheist.
Okay, well, let's figure this out. Is your God logical?
So let's talk about the conversation that you had with the God.
Let's talk about Allah being illogical. That's what's on the prompt.
Well, I'm continuing the conversation that you...
Well, you're not the host of this live. Okay. The last person started with the same thing. Allah is illogical. And because he was willing to go through the entire conversation, I allowed him to move to a different topic. You don't have that same privilege.
Okay, so the difference is that you don't know the difference between
the difference is we're talking about. Okay, well let's see if you can help me. Okay, so Allah, do you take the 99 attributes of Allah? Do you believe them to be true?
They're adjectives.
Good. Adjectives of what? What are they describing?
So merciful.
What are they describing?
Right? The one person can be just like you could be. Student,
ATL, if you're not going to answer questions, this conversation is going to end. What are the attributes? What was my question?
What are these attributes basically describing.
Yes. What are they describing? Can you give me the answer
Okay,
to that,
so
please?
now let me answer it. Otherwise, it's not a yes or no question.
I
right?
know it's not yes or no, but it's a
Okay, so
simple.
allow me
What
to
is
answer
it describing? Just tell me what it's
It's
describing.
describing one entity,
Perfect.
just like you.
And who
could
is that
be
entity?
student- Listen, just like you
And
could
who
be
is that entity?
God.
Thank you. So this attribute is describing Allah, and this attribute would mean that he is, for example, the most loving. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So if Allah, does he love another? Is that a form of love, loving another?
What do you mean another?
Does Allah love you? Does he love other people? Can he love someone other than himself?
Well, Allah is not him either. So
What?
yeah, we don't have sex. Of Allah is neutral, gender neutral.
Okay, bro. All right.
Yeah.
So can they love another?
Well, in your religion, your God has sex, but don't laugh at people that who believes in
Yeah,
one God.
and in your religion, your prophet has sex with 9-year-olds.
In your religion, 13 years old.
Get the hell off my stage. Well, now Allah's a they them. What the hell, bro? Allah got different pronouns. Stupid ass. Anyways, just another idiot that wants to come up and just dominate the conversation. No thanks, brother. All right. Yeah, he was full Muslim from the jump, guys. He was full Muslim. There was no way that conversation was going to be fruitful at all. The last guest, at least he was able to engage and actually have a conversation. So, all right, guys, tap the screen. Let's get to 35,000 likes on TikTok so we can get other people in here. We know there's people that disagree, but they're not coming up for some reason. I don't know, man. Like, you know, the Muslims always say, like, "Oh, hey, why are you not Christian, brother?" I was thinking about Christianity, but I just thought it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How can three be one? How can the Trinity? Everything made sense until the Trinity. The Trinity doesn't make sense, Habibi. How can God become a man? I just, Habibi, I want to learn. They always say this. I want to learn. Can you help me learn? Teach me what you believe. And no matter what you tell them and how much it makes sense, it doesn't make sense. That's why Christianity can't be. It doesn't make sense, Habibi. Or when they give dawah to someone else who's ignorant to Christianity, we're like, it doesn't make sense. This is why you should be Muslim, because Christianity doesn't make sense. This makes perfect sense. One God, that's all. We don't attribute no partners. No partners with anyone else but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just one God. Doesn't that make sense to you? That makes perfect sense. And the ignorant Christian falls for it, right? Well, I'm doing the same thing today, guys. I'm doing the same thing they do. Allah doesn't make sense. It just, I'm scratching my head. It doesn't make sense. One person, how can he be the most loving? Doesn't make sense. Help me understand. Help me understand. I don't, you can explain it and they come out with, how can three essence be one person? That's exactly what happened on the last call. Holy crap. How can Allah make sense, guys? I don't understand. Maybe the Muslims. That's a good one. Contrary. It's so confusing. I'm so confused when I think about the Trinity. It confuses my mind. My mind just kind of breaks. It kind of has a problem. Therefore, I cannot believe it. I can't believe it until it makes sense. And by the way, Habibi, no matter how much sense you're gonna make, I'm still gonna say it doesn't make sense because my brain is noosed. My noose is darkened through my shahada. It just can't make sense of it. I can't. I'm trying to make sense trying to make sense of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is he the one true God? Is he the God of Jesus? I want to know. Just doesn't, because it doesn't make sense. I don't understand. All right, because we know the Muslims are not requesting up. We know why. We know why they're not requesting up. We know, guys. Okay, everybody in the chat, just put "we know." ... We know. We know why they're not requesting up. In fact, I just realized something. I didn't put my regular challenge for the YouTube people. Why didn't anybody tell me? I'm slacking. Because maybe there's somebody in YouTube that wants to come up. All right. Maybe there's somebody on the YouTube. Yeah, we know. We all know. You guys know. I know. We know why they're not requesting up. Because they don't like the script to be flipped onto them. They don't like script flipping. They love to dish it. They love to hand out the shubuhat. But will they be able to accept the same type of shubuhat? Will they be able to do that or not? That's the question. And unfortunately, no, they don't like it. They don't like when that's done to them. They do not like when that's done to them. Because they like to be the ones on the attack, not on the defense. As soon as it's time for the defense to come, that's when I'm not a scholar. That's when that starts to kick in. I'm no scholar. I'm no scholar. Okay, Habibi? I'm not a scholar. Please don't ask me questions, okay? I need to be a scholar first before I can answer any questions. But I'm a scholar of the Bible. I know I can interpret the Bible better than you. I can show you Muhammad in the Bible. Yes, I can do that. But if you ask me questions about my Quran that I can't answer, I'm no scholar, brother Habibi. I'm no scholar. No scholar. Only scholars can answer that question correctly. I'm no scholar. I cannot answer that. I can't. Yeah, Habibi. Yalla. All right, guys, request up. Christians, if you have questions, you guys can request up. You already know when I don't have any ops, you guys can request up if you have questions while we wait for the guys, for the Muslims to feel better about coming up. Islam is for scholars. Yeah, in order to understand Islam, you need to be a scholar. Okay? You need to be a scholar. But you don't have to understand Islam to be a Muslim. In fact, it's preferred for you not to fully understand Islam to be a Muslim. But in order to be a Christian, you must fully understand Christianity. You got to fully understand the Trinity, and the Trinity doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I can't figure it out. How can three be one? How can three beings be one being? How can all these things be true? How can they be true? If I don't make sense of it in my head, I cannot be a Christian. Okay? But Islam, I can make sense of one God, even though it's illogical. And when the illogical problems come of the one God, I all I gotta say is I'm no scholar. I'm no scholar. No scholar. I'm not a scholar. That's okay though. I can still be a Muslim and not understand how Allah is logical, even though he is one person. One person. But one God makes more sense. One God. one God, Frankie. It don't make no sense. Oneness, if Allah is so simple, I'm no scholar. But 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Head. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, gang. What's up, Brent? What's up, Renox? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you here. One God, yeah, one unipersonal God doesn't make sense, Mo. You want to request up? We can talk. We can discuss. Okay? But please, brother, if you're not a scholar, okay, if you're coming up, you're okay with coming up and not being a scholar. Okay? You don't have to be a scholar to answer this question, Habibis. What's up?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
What's your argument?
You're Sunni, right?
Yes, I'm Sunni Muslim.
Okay, so that means you do take the 99 attributes of Allah. So these 99 attributes, they describe his nature or his essence, correct?
He possesses them.
Okay, so they're not parts, right? So they would describe his essence, right? Or his nature.
No, they're essentially his attributes are his essence.
Exactly. That's what I just said, brother. Okay, so you do agree. Okay, now, is loving a relational thing?
No, not always.
Okay, can you give me a description? Can you give me an example as to when love is not relational?
So can you love yourself?
Technically, no, but I'll grant it to you for the sake of argument. Are you saying loving yourself is the example of it not being relational?
No, essentially, it's not always relational. Because if you can love yourself, then you don't need to essentially be in a relationship with yourself.
Got it. Okay. That's technically false, but I'm going to grant it to you for the sake of argument. Okay. Now, is loving yourself all forms of love, or would loving another be another form of love?
Did you say somebody else?
Yeah. Loving another. Is that another form of love?
That's a relationship.
Correct.
Yeah, that's another form of love. There's multiple forms of love.
Beautiful. Can Allah, does Allah depend on anyone for anything within his essence?
No, he doesn't. He depends.
Is his essence complete and perfect without anyone?
Yeah, he doesn't need anyone.
Okay, now listen closely to this question. You just agreed to all of that. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation?
Yeah, he doesn't need creation.
To express all forms of love?
In terms of love, which love are you talking about?
All forms, including loving another. Can he express all forms of love without creation?
Without creation, he doesn't need love. Love is for us.
Got it. So is the answer yes or no? Can he express all forms of love without creation? Yes or no?
No, we don't say that. We don't have the same attribute of love as Christians.
I don't know what that has to do with my question. Well, can you repeat back my questions just to make sure we're on the same page here? So I'll make sure.
No, you're asking us, can Allah basically show us love or something like that? We don't believe.
No, that's not what I said, brother. Let me repeat the question for the third. Let me repeat, brother. Let me repeat the question. Let me repeat the question for the third time, brother. Okay. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation? And that's a yes or no.
We don't say that Allah love. We need Allah's love.
I didn't say you did. Brother, I don't know what that has to. That has nothing to do with my question. I'm strictly asking for an ability of Allah. All right. So if Allah doesn't need anyone, that means he can ground his own attributes without an external being. So before creation, when there was no other being other than Allah, can he express all forms of love on his own? Yes or no?
He can possess it, but we're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah. But he did he express it before creation? Yes or no?
No, I'm saying to you, in order to actualize that love, we as human beings or creation, we cannot see that. Doesn't mean that he doesn't possess it.
Okay. Brother, you're still not answering my question. Can he express all forms of love without creation?
Yes, as I said to you, his love, number one, we do not essentially, we need the love. Allah doesn't need it.
I don't care about what we need or what we don't,
But
brother.
the actualization,
Brother, I'm not asking about us. I'm not
actualization, no,
asking
we
about
don't
us.
see it.
I'm not talking about us. I don't care about any of
No,
this,
but
what you're
even the
saying.
actualization.
Brother, I don't care about none of this as far as what we need. I'm asking about Allah. Now, you said yes, he can express all forms of love without creation. I would like for you to substantiate that. Demonstrate how Allah can love another without creation, please.
So, as I said, Allah's love, he possesses that, correct? His attributes, he possesses that.
Mhm.
Now, as for us, for creation, we might not see the actualization, but it doesn't mean that it's not there.
Good. So, can he express a love for another without creation?
The actualization, we don't know about it because again, we don't see it.
So, is that a no? Is that your way of saying Allahu Alam? You don't know?
No, I'm saying to you, I cannot explain this because this is outside. This is outside essentially. You're asking me for something which is outside of our understanding.
Yeah. So you're saying I don't know.
Because this is actualization of his attributes.
You're saying, brother, you're saying I don't know. You're saying I don't know. That's all you're saying. So you're saying yes, you're saying yes, he can express all forms of love without creation, but you cannot explain how because you don't really know. That's all this is.
No,
that's all that happened here. So is that correct?
No,
am I understanding? Brother, well then if you don't know anything about the actualization, then why are you making the positive claim and saying he can express all forms of love without creation? Why are you saying yes? Why are you saying yes to that if you can't know his actualization?
No, I'm saying to you, I don't see the actualization. But you asked me in the beginning,
I don't care if you could see it or not. I don't care if you can see it or not, brother. We're just thinking critically here. Okay. Can Allah express all forms of love without creation? You said yes. But then when I ask you, can you show me how that can be? You're saying, I don't know. That's all you're saying. You're not really bringing an argument. You're just saying yes. So you don't admit that your God's illogical.
No, I'm saying to you, essentially, we can't see the actualization.
Okay, bro. You're just
of his attributes.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for coming. It's just a waste of time. You're just repeating stuff over and over again. It's crazy. I know. He's not a scholar. He was at least being respectful, but it's just no point to keep going. What's up?
Yo, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah. So how is Allah illogical?
All right, so you are Sunni if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So you do hold to the 99 attributes. Now the attributes describe his nature or his essence, correct? Allah.
Yeah, you can say that, yeah.
Okay. And you do agree that his nature is not dependent on anything else external to himself, and it is eternal, meaning that it won't go through any change. Would you agree with that?
No, we believe in active potency.
Yeah, active potency would mean that he doesn't undergo a change internally, brother. That's what that would mean. That he changes everything external to him, but not within himself.
No. We say that the volitional attributes, they do go from potential to actual.
Okay, so what is the definition of change?
Yeah, so, I mean, you can tell me your definition. There's many definitions for change.
Okay, so change would be going from potential to actual. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, that can be a definition, sure.
Is that the definition you hold to as far as change?
To me, change could include everything, like anything that's, could be temporal,
So anything within time.
Yeah, but I mean, I can hold to the first one that you said. That's fine. Anything that goes from potential to actual, if you're considering that change, then yeah, we can say that Allah changes. Yes.
Okay. Is time the measurement of change?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Allah eternal?
Yeah.
So if he's eternal and his nature is eternal, then that means there wouldn't be any sequence of time within his nature, correct?
There wouldn't be any sequence in time.
Sequence of time, like there wouldn't be a before and an after.
Yeah, the subject wouldn't have a before and after, but the
Referring to
actual
his, I'm talking about his nature. When you're saying subject, are you referring to his nature?
So an attributes can still be contingents, for example, but that doesn't make the subject.
The attributes can be contingent.
Yeah, bro, did you not hear what I said? So if you're saying contingent as in newly occurring, I just told you the volitional attributes can be dependent on something.
Are the attributes a descriptor of his nature?
Attributes are descriptors of his nature, yes.
So his nature is contingent?
No, you wouldn't say, so the essence, you wouldn't say that the essence in the whole is contingent. You do know we affirm this. How do you not know this?
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Wait,
Now,
wait, do you wait?
I know,
second.
and this is I know you guys affirm this. This is why I'm doing this topic, to show everybody how illogical this is. Now,
you haven't shown anything.
I just got a question. That's okay if you don't see it, brother. I don't expect you to see it. I just want the audience to see it. Now, the attributes, are they identical to the essence or the nature?
No, they're not identical. No,
they're not identical. So are they a separate ontology?
No, they're distinct from the essence.
Distinct from the essence. Are they separate from the essence?
No, they're not separate. No.
Okay. So they're not separate.
How are we defining separate? Because separate would be something which would be external. We say that Allah being self-sufficient.
That's fine. Brother, I'm gonna go. Brother, I'm okay, because you're going on a tangent that I'm not really contending.
Yeah, but you're doing gotcha moments without actually seeing the
Bro, I'm not even. This is not even a gotcha moment. I'm okay with you saying. I'm okay with you. I'm okay with you saying that the attributes are not separate from the essence. I'm okay with that. Now, what kind of a distinction are the attributes and the essence?
Yes, a real distinction.
A real distinction. Okay. So that means it would be independent of the mind, right? It wouldn't be a distinction within a mind. It would just be, it would be real. Yeah. Even outside of a mind, it would be a distinction.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would make the attributes and the essence distinct if the attributes are describing the essence?
Yeah, we don't just say that they are. When we say the descriptors of the essence, we would say that the essence would be made up of something which is inseparable to it, e.g.
Wait, repeat that again. Go back 10 seconds, please.
Yeah, so when we say that the essence is described by the attributes, we would use it in a sense where even though it describes it, it would still be real things, right? So we would say that the attributes of knowledge, for example, wouldn't be the attributes of power, right? So they would be distinct within each other and from the essence also.
Okay. Would you say an attribute is an action of Allah, or is it an ability for an action of Allah?
No, well, there's difference. So the volitional attributes, they would be attributes to do with, in virtue of his will, and there would be attributes which are to do with his essence.
What?
Yeah, we say that again? Allah has. Yeah, so we say that Allah has attributes, volitional attributes, which are related to His will, right? Where
so his actions.
So actually, so you just say, do you not know what volitional attributes are?
Brother, I'm trying to get. I don't know what you're describing right now. So I'm asking questions to get clarifying.
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah, so when we say that,
yo, relax. All I'm doing is getting clarification of what you believe. I haven't even brought an argument against anything that you disbelieve in so far.
I know you haven't brought an argument. I know.
Okay, brother.
You're just laughing and giggly because you think you're on.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you can feel insecure if you want to. That's not on me, brother. That's your problem. That's not my problem. Okay. You chose to come up here. Okay. You chose to come up here and be warned. Okay. This is being recorded in multiple places. So just be careful on how you use these words. Now, you're saying that these attributes are just describing the actions of Allah, correct?
These attributes are describing the action. We don't say that. We say that they are stemming from his wisdom. So we say that Allah, he does what he wills, right? But that specific attributes would be known as a volitional attribute, which he can do in time.
Okay, so they're describing his essence, yes or no?
What do you mean describing it? I just gave you the answers before, bro. Why you
Okay.
asking me the same question?
So
which is not
they
tracking?
are describing his essence, right?
No, not all the attributes describe his essence. No.
So the most loving, is that describing his
We use
essence?
that. Yeah, that would be described as essence. Yes.
Perfect. Does his essence go through a change?
Does his essence go through a change?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so when you we wouldn't say that the essence goes through a change. No.
Okay, good. So then his attribute of the most loving, was it active before creation?
Yeah, we don't say that the attribute of most loving, which is the ability to love, we don't say that goes from potential to actual.
Good.
We say that the volitional attribute of which manifests from the ability to love, that goes from potential to
Okay,
actual.
the ability to love that he always possessed is within his nature, correct?
Yeah.
That ability
That
to
doesn't
love,
change.
no,
that
that's
doesn't
fine.
change.
I'll grant it to you. The ability is always there. But that ability to love, was it active before creation?
Yeah, there's no such thing as ability to love being active or inactive. You're confused.
Okay, so there's no such thing as an ability to love within Allah's nature.
No, there is the ability to love, but when
Okay,
you
so
say
there
the
is an ability to
of
love. Okay.
wait, let me explain. Let me
No,
tell you
I'm
why
just
you're
confused. I'm just going.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
literally
know you're
going off of what
confused.
you're
I'm
saying.
gonna explain.
But you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
there is an
no,
ability.
you're not
You just said there is an ability. No worries, but I just want you to, so you understand my confusion, so that I can track. You just said there's not an ability to love, but there is an ability to love. Okay, so please clarify.
That's not what I said.
Okay, good. Clarify.
I am going to clarify, but you interrupted. Yeah, so when we say that the ability of love, or when you say that the ability of love
Mhm.
becomes active, that entails that the ability of love was not active before. We don't say that, right?
So it was
When we
active.
say something, yeah. So when we say that it's
Good.
always been active, the ability that always stays the same. Any attributes which are eternal, that are distinct from the essence, that subsist within Allah, they are the ability specifically, they wouldn't change. Nothing happens with them. The manifestation of these attributes, which are known as attributes to do with his actions, volitional attributes, they are the ones that go from potential to active, not the ability itself. Saying the ability goes to active would entail that previously at T1, it wasn't active before. But we don't say that. We say he always had the ability and it stayed the same no matter what.
Do you have an attribute or do you have an ability to walk?
Do I have an ability to, bro, did you? Oh my God, you're so slow, bro. Did you track what I said?
I did. I'm gonna ask you something.
Can you see my position, what I just said?
Yes, you're saying that the ability to being the most, and you're going to answer my question after this. You're saying that the ability of being the most loving was always there. It was always there. And regardless of creation existing or not, it always was there. Therefore, there's no problem with that being not, it never went undergone a change because he didn't gain or lose the attribute regardless of whether creation existed or not. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you have the ability to walk?
Do I have the ability to walk? Yes.
Is that ability active right now?
Is the ability active?
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no such thing as the ability being active or
is
inactive.
it being actualized? Is your ability to walk being actualized right now?
Yeah. So when we say the actualization, which would be related to the will, right? That would be a different attribute. That would be a volitional attribute in regards to Allah. And
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Is it actualized right now? Is it actualized right now?
Is it actualized? Bro, I just told you the ability cannot be actualized.
So now you're not going to answer my question.
Because you're doing a category error. There's no such thing as gibberish to
you
say
don't
that
even know what my
actualized.
argument is going to be, so you don't even know if this is going to be a category error. It's not a trick question. It's not a trick question. Is it being active right now? Your ability to walk, is it active right now?
Dude, there's category error. Do you not understand? There's
okay.
No such
you don't
thing
even
as
know. You don't even know where my
active.
argument is going to go. Where's my argument going to go? Let's see if you know.
Because you're asking me, bro. You're asking me if like it's a gibberish question. It's a fallacious question because
It's not a gibberish question. What the hell, dude? Stop.
Is,
do me a favor. Stop
Dude,
copying.
okay, do you
Stop
want me to- do you
copying
want me
the
to
other
explain
Dawa
it?
guys. Stop copying
Okay, do you want me to
Anas.
explain it?
Stop copying Anas and try
How
to
am I
get yourself try to get yourself out of this problem by saying these are gibberish questions. This is not a gibberish question. This is
Oh my
simple and
God, bro.
elementary. Is your ability to walk active right now or not? Just yes or no.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you why this is a categorical.
You're gonna
error.
get dropped in a second, dude. If you're not gonna answer the question,
Dude,
you're getting
okay,
dropped.
so you're gonna force me to answer a question which I want to explain to you why I think is gibberish.
Well, you can answer whether it's active or not right
how
now,
can I answer it
and
if I
then
cannot?
explain whatever it is you want to explain. But is it active right now or not?
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it wouldn't be actually.
See you later, bro. You ain't gonna answer the questions. Kick rocks, bro. Yeah. So, guys, the answer is no. It's either not going to be active or active. The only time that an ability can go from being inactive to active is that it's within time, because time is the measurement of time of change. Time is the measurement of change. Going from inactive to active is a change, regardless if the ability was always there or not. So if Allah's nature has a change within him, then that would mean his nature is not eternal. It's still within time. Period. Simple. Oh, but the volitional attributes of what's odd? He didn't want to answer that question. He didn't want to answer the question because he knew by admitting that going from inactive to active is within time like he is, that means Allah is experiencing time like he does, which means his Allah is not eternal, which means his Allah is not logical. What's up?
Yo, what's the argument?
What's up? You Muslim?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Do you believe Allah is illogical?
No.
Okay. Do you hold that he has 99 attributes?
He has more, but yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So is being the most loving, is that one of his attributes?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, good. Was that attribute active before creation?
The attribute of having the potential to love is always active.
Always active. Okay, good. Do you believe that loving is something that is relational?
Sure, I can say he loves at a point in time. I can grant that.
What?
So I can grant that he starts to love, sure.
Okay. So then it was inactive before creation?
The volitional attribute of loving, yeah.
Okay. It was active before creation?
No, the volitional attribute of loving was active after creation. The capacity to love is always active.
So he didn't have the attribute of the most loving before creation?
Do you know what it means for something to be potential or actual?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Was his attribute, his ability to love, did that exist prior to creation?
Okay, the ability to love is always actual, meaning quite itself, it always exists in the essence of God.
Good.
The volition.
Was it actualized? Was it actualized?
Wait. I just said it's always actual.
Okay, good. So it is actualized. Okay, good. Can he express all forms of love before creation?
No, I just granted you that he started to love when he created.
Okay, good. So then was it inactive? Was his ability to love inactive if he wasn't starting to love before creation?
Oh, didn't I just say that the ability to love is always actual? Didn't I just say that?
I understand, brother. You can say that until you're blue in the face, but if you can't demonstrate it logically, then it doesn't matter what you're saying.
Okay, let me demonstrate it. The being actual and potential is reference to the ontological status of the attribute. We say that Allah is eternally al-wudud, always the most loving, meaning that he always had the potential to love.
Good.
The volitional attribute is what goes from potential to actual, but there's no such thing as essential attributes going from potential to actual. That's gibberish.
Okay, good. So the potential, you're saying that there is no potential from the actual attribute itself, the ability. You're saying that the action is only manifested in time, correct?
Yeah, the capacity is always actual, but the volitional attributes, sure, yeah, it gets activating in time.
Okay. So forget the activating in time as far as the actual manifestation of his action within time. The ability.
No, I'm saying the action itself is in time.
Okay. The action itself is in time. The action would be the actualization of it, brother. So the ability wasn't acting
There is
before
no
time.
such thing. There's
Can,
no such
can
thing.
Allah
There's no
can
such
Allah
thing as
act
actually.
can Allah act without creation?
Can he act without creation? I can grant you that he doesn't act without creation outside of creating. Sure.
Okay. So before creation, there was no act of God.
I can grant you that.
Oh, wow. That's a new one, guys.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
So
Keep going, I'm trying to get
Allah
what you're
doesn't
on.
act until creation. That's what you're gonna hold on that.
I can grant it. I can grant it.
You're gonna grant it. Okay. So you're just granting the fact that
Yeah.
he's illogical. How is this logical that he cannot act without creation? Would that make him dependent?
I'm granting you.
Does he
I'm
depend on
I'm
creation?
granting you.
Does he
What's
does he
the
depend
concept?
on does he depend on creation to act?
Act what?
Does he depend on creation to act? Now you don't know what act is after you granted it to me?
No, you're just saying act. Any act? So I can say, yeah, sure, I can say that. Outside of that,
He
attribute of creation,
depends.
sure.
He
Outside of that,
depends.
I can
He
say
depends on creation to act. No worries, but Ben, beautiful.
that. Meaning, I'm granting. Wait, can I say it? Meaning that for him to love something, there has to be something outside of him to love.
All right, brother.
You're
Thank you,
not
bro.
giving
Thank
me
you
a-
for. Thank you. Appreciate that, man.
You're
Thank
not
you so
giving me a-
much. This is why I'm not a Muslim, guys. It just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Allah cannot act without creation. This is why I'm not a Muslim. But everybody who's a Christian, put in the chat, this is why I'm not a Muslim. ... It doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh. Just it doesn't. I don't know. I can't. I tried to be a Muslim, but I'm trying to understand this unipersonal God that changes and depends on creation to act. It just doesn't. I can't. This is why I'm not a Muslim. You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I'm having a hard time. Having a hard time understanding. Turchi, thank you for your patience on YouTube. What's up? Are you Muslim? Turchi. You're live. All right, brother. Have a good day. All right. They're waiting for a long time. They probably forgot. Yeah, this is why I'm not a Muslim. It doesn't make sense, bro. How Allah depends on creation in order to love. He depends on creation in order to act. In order to act. Can you guys believe that? He needs creation in order to act. Very needy God. Exactly right, Brian. Very needy. And just like the Muslims always tell, you know what? I'm just trying to make sense. I'm not a Christian because, bruv, I was trying to make sense of the one God. How can three be one, bruv? I'm trying to make sense of this. Trying to make sense. In order to create, he needs creation. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's what's going to ultimately boil down to. I'm trying to make sense of this, bruv. Yeah. Home. So sorry, brother. So sorry that you had to experience what your Muslim brother had to say right after that. But you know what? At least he was being more transparent than you were. You were dancing around it. You believe the same thing he does too. He needs creation in order to act. Wow. Is the actualization of Allah's ability always was there, but the actual act happens in time. So the ability existed with no act, like it actualizes without actualizing. It actualizes without action. Allah is an instantiation. Allah is an instantiation. He's just there. How does he exist? Well, he's just there. He's there. Like is he made of a part? No, he's not made of a part. Is he material? No, he's not material. Is he any of these things that creatures are? No, he's just there. But the ability to love is not actualized only in time. It's actualized because it's there, but it doesn't actually work until creation. Allah is an instantiation. He's an instantiation, but he's not created. That means Allah just, boom, was just placed there. No needed for an explanation of a form or a part or anything. He just exists without having to act. He's just there. He's just a lifeless part. But when creation comes, then that's when, boom, Allah becomes fully actualized. Craziness. This is the workaround. But you know what, guys? This is why I'm not a Muslim, guys. This is why I'm not a Muslim. Everybody say it. Again, this is why I'm not a Muslim. ... This is why. Just I can't wrap my head around it. It's hurting my head. It's hurting my head right now. I'm just trying to figure this out. How can one God, one unipersonal God make sense? So illogical. So illogical. Palm Tree Savage, thank you so much for the super chat. God bless you too, brother. You're always supporting, and I appreciate you. Peace and I both appreciate you. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Speaking of Peace, I am going to work on her laptop today, so she should be YouTube live tomorrow. So inshallah, no issues on the laptops when I work on it today. And she should be live tomorrow on YouTube for Water Baptism Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please hit her a follow on TikTok and give her a sub on YouTube. Her link for her YouTube is in the video description. Had an amazing Bible study last night. It just so happens, coincidentally, that last night's Bible study is in line with the course that I'm doing, that the signups were opened on Friday. Had a big success of you guys signing up. Thank you for everybody who signed up for the course. But we want more people because we want more people to be impacted by the material that's going to be offered in the course. Okay. So last night it was a great, because we do, those of you guys don't know, okay, we do a Bible study every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in my Discord. 100% free for you to join. Everybody is welcome. If you're a Trinitarian Christian, it'll be beneficial to you. Doesn't matter if you're Orthodox or not. Okay, so I invite you to the Bible study. Next week will be the last one for 2025, and then we'll pick it up in the new year. Okay. However, last night we do a course, and I'm offering a course for people who are serious about being impacted and learning the Bible. And one of the things you need to learn about the Bible is there are themes and motifs that are in the Torah that go from Genesis 1 to the end of Revelation. Okay. And we actually covered, in order to talk about a piece of Matthew, we had to cover a motif that was being described here, that is being used without you even realizing it. If you read these stories, you wouldn't even realize that there's a theme and a motif that starts in Genesis 1 and goes all the way to literally the first chapter of Genesis to the last chapter of Revelation. Literally. Okay. And all the way through. And I needed to teach on that in order to understand the stories of Matthew last night. So it was a great sneak peek for people who want to understand what does it even mean for a thief or a motif, and how this impacts the way you view the Bible, the way you view the Gospels, the way you view Jesus. Okay. And I think there was a lot of people that attended last night. I think a lot of people were impacted by seeing the theme. You see the story differently. Okay. So if you were there last night and you agree that you see those stories in the Gospel of Matthew, all right, the story of Jesus calming the storms and the story of the demons being pulled out of the men and put into the pigs. If you see it differently because of the motif, put a one in the chat so you can see what I mean. Okay, it was a major impact, and it was really, really fun teaching it last night, because I love teaching these things, because I know that when people start to see things differently like this, it makes a big impact on how you view the Bible. Okay. So I got a couple ones here on YouTube and everything. So those of you that were attending, you guys were impacted. Now, if you're a YouTube subscriber, okay, you will have the recording of it regardless, but I'm going to make the recording of last night public after this live. So I'm going to make it public for everybody so you guys can go back, everybody can go back and watch last night's Bible study to get a little sneak peek of what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, once you watch this and you start to feel like, you know what, like this is something I need more of this so I can understand the Bible better. And you're serious about understanding the Bible better, whether it be because you want to be a better defender, a better apologist, okay, of the faith. This is a great thing to learn, okay? Whether it be your own personal walk with Christ, which should be every one of you guys that are believers, then this course is for you, whichever one you are, okay? So the course is not free, okay, because it is going to take a lot of my time. I'm not doing this full. YouTube we're not monetized enough for YouTube to pay full time to do this type of stuff. Eventually, hopefully, we can offer this for free in the future. But I am starting the course for those of you guys that are signed up. It's going to be recorded live. You can attend it live tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will begin the teaching of the course, and you guys will be able to attend it if you're signed up for the course. If you can't make it in time for the live recording, don't sweat it, okay? Because I know some of you guys are in different time zones, and sometimes for somebody that might be a crazy time, okay? No worries. If you are in the course, you will have access to recordings. You will own it for life, okay? For life. Plus, we are giving out bonus material for the first 130 people to sign up for the course. We're doing a snapshot of church history, snapshot of canonization of the Bible, coupon for the next course that I end up doing. You will get a discount, and then also some church father material as well. Okay. So don't miss out on it. Okay. If you can't do it right now, no worries. Do it later. Whatever the case is, all of that is fine. Please go ahead and definitely consider it. Okay. I think there's going to be an option too, guys. I'm going to look after today and I'll announce it by tomorrow. I think I'm going to announce it today. If I can do it, there may be an option where there's installments that you can collect for the course. So if that is the case and you guys need to pay in installments, and basically, like you can pay it, agree to a certain time period to pay the whole thing. If you guys can't do it all at once, but you want to get access to the course, I may consider doing that. And obviously you'll lose access if you don't make your payments and stuff like that. But I think there's going to be a way to do that. I'm going to look into it and see if it makes sense. I don't want it to turn into a debacle, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. DeJuan Dennis, thank you so much for the super chat. Imagine having Bear, Duran, and God Logic, 3 verse 3 Muslims in a debate. Sheesh. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Me being considered for something like that. Yeah, I don't know how a 3v3 debate would work. That would be crazy. But yeah, man, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much. Yeah, so if you guys are considering it, guys, if you guys have been following me enough, I love debating. I love all that, but I use debating as an indirect way of educating you guys. And my passion is teaching, and I want as many people as I can to be able to teach, and with the gifts that God has given me, to be able to teach as many people as I can a better understanding of the Bible. So if I'm able to do that for you guys, and you guys are willing to learn the Bible in a different way, and really transform how you view the Bible, definitely consider joining the course. Yeah. And then last thing I would say is, guys, the course is going to be very, very in depth. So only people that are serious about studying the Bible should join. If you're not that serious about it, there's a lot of free content that I'm offering that you guys can do. Okay. Or at least very, very cheap content at the very, very least. Oh, there's my beautiful fiance. Oh, why is it not? Huh? It said you were up, but now you're gone. Now you're not up. Yeah, TikTok be glitching bad. I accepted you, my love. Do it again because I think it glitched. It said you were on and then you were not. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, guys, 51,000 likes on TikTok. Appreciate that. I can. Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Can you come up now or no? There we go. Yeah, I know. The app has been glitchy. There we go. Okay. Hello, my love.
Hello.
All right. Today, once again, guys, here's my pieces up on the panel, guys. Hit her a follow on TikTok and definitely hit her a sub on YouTube. I am going to work on her laptop today to get her live going for tomorrow's live on Water Baptism Wednesday, which is a hit live and what she is mostly known for on TikTok because she's been cooking on that topic for so long. Even though we had a great time yesterday, Messiah Mondays, Messiah being the Most High God. And then Thursday will be the Theotokos, Friday, False God Fridays, and then Saturday is a mix-up. You never know what you're going to get. All right. But definitely hit her a follow. Definitely hit her a follow so that we can get her YouTube popping tomorrow. We're gonna try to get that thing going. And beautiful first live for YouTube tomorrow being Water Baptism Wednesday. That's gonna be fun. This person's not coming up. I don't know why. App is still being glitchy.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah. I could. What's up, bro?
What's up there, man?
What's up, brother?
What's up? So I just have one question for the host.
Hold on, Moreno. Can you request back up or at least stay on mute? Because I requested the other guy first. So thanks. What's up, B1? Or is this G1's brother?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Well, I said it yesterday, but you weren't here. I just said that. Proud of you of what you guys are doing, man.
Oh,
Really
thank
good,
you, man.
bro.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Have you gone to an Orthodox church yet, brother?
Nah, not yet.
Okay, you should try it one day. Try going, and then do you live with your brother?
Nah,
No? Okay. Do you live close to your brother?
kind of.
Okay. Yeah, you should go to an Orthodox church, convert, and then bring your brother. That'll be a W. Big W's in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
I'll see, man. I'll see.
That'll be a tough one, wouldn't it? That'll be a tough one. You'll be going into some metaphysics debate with your brother. That'll be tough.
I'll see, man. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. All right, bro. Well, thank you for the kind words, man. I appreciate you. Seriously.
All right, man.
All right, man. God bless you.
God bless you too.
All right, Moreno, what's up, bro? Are you Muslim? They hella pridey.
Am I? No, I'm Christian Orthodox. It's just a question.
Okay, brother. What's up? What's going on?
Do you believe that Orthodoxy is the actual real way, the actual real church, and any other type of Christianity is only illogical and not moral?
I don't know what the first word is that you just said. What was it?
I'm sorry, my English isn't that good.
It's okay. What did you say?
As I said, do you believe that the only real Christianity is Orthodoxy? I'm a Christian.
Orthodoxy. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the fullness of the truth is in Orthodoxy. Does that mean that, are you asking, do I believe salvation is only for the people within the Orthodox Church? Are you asking me that?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I don't believe that, brother. I think there are people that will be saved outside of the Orthodox Church. Now, who that will be, I have I have no idea, but I do believe that God's grace can go beyond the sacraments of the Orthodox Church.
On that, I actually like disagree a little bit.
No worries. I know there's some people that in the Orthodox Church that disagree with that, but then there's others that agree with me. It's not. There's not a consensus.
It's kind of
within
a complicated thing. It's kind of complicated things because I believe that Orthodox believe that you're saved by your faith and your works. How do we say works? My English isn't that good. The things that you do that are good for the greater good.
Yeah,
Isn't that true?
No, your salvation is only through the works of God, but the way you receive that salvation is through an act of faith, which would require you partaking in the sacraments.
Okay. So, yes, and that. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. And well, also, what do you believe that Allah is logical? Like, I once upon the time believed that Allah was God, like the same God. Like it just comes from Abrahamic religion, like Judaism.
No, we're not the same. They're not the same God. We believe in the Trinity. They don't. That's not the same God.
Oh, yes, that's true. Thank you. So I'm gonna let someone else join. Okay.
Okay, brother. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, man.
I'm gonna follow you. Ciao,
No
bro.
worries, brother. See you later, brother. Yeah, guys, I don't hold that that there's not. I do believe there's going to be people outside of the Orthodox Church, whether it be a Catholic, Oriental, Protestant, or even people who are in a remote village somewhere that's never even heard of Christianity, that will be able to receive salvation. Now, who that's going to be and what's the criteria for that, I have no idea. May God have mercy on them. And let's just put it this way: I'm really glad that it's Jesus' job to make that decision, because I firmly believe he will make the right choice versus me. I will screw that up for sure. So I'm just glad Jesus is the one that's going to make that decision, not me. Not me. I don't want to make that decision. I don't. I really, really don't. So. All right, other Christians, if you guys have questions, you guys can come up. I got about 8 minutes, and then I'll hit my 2-hour mark, and I will be done for the day. Anybody else want to come up and ask questions? If not, I can wrap it up for today. But if Christians have other questions, or if a Muslim wants to come and contend this, you guys are more than welcome to try. More than welcome to try. Alonzo, it's your turn to raise. He will not come up. Alonzo has been dodging people's requests for years, apparently. I didn't know this because I'm new to YouTube. But he has been dodging for years. What's up, brother?
What up? What's up, bro?
How are you, man? I missed you this weekend, man. It's my fault. I should have followed
Did
up.
I get dropped?
No, I don't know what happened. I thought you had to go, my love. I'm sorry. I was
You
just
dropped
telling.
me?
No, I didn't drop you. I was just telling Adrian how I messed up on following up with him, and you called me out on it, and you were right on that.
Pow pow.
Pow pow.
Oh, he got the pow pow.
Con la chancleta.
Yep. In the correa.
Real quick, before your question, Adrian, somebody said, can I summarize the Eastern Orthodox position on predestination? Yes. Predestination is going to be the plan that God is offering to all of creation in order to synergistically accept his salvation. All right. So it's offered to all. However, God's relationship with time is that he doesn't learn through time. He is outside of time, and he's all-knowing. So he already knows who are the ones that are going to freely accept his salvation before it even happens. He's not the cause of it. He just knows it because of his relationship with time. So the God knows exactly who is going to freely, in their own free will, accept his salvation. However, it is offered to everybody, and so forth. So that would be the view of the Orthodox Church. Adrian, you have a question?
Yo, yeah. No, it was something quick, bro. So yesterday
so most of my friends, like down here, are Protestant. I still go to like the church with them sometimes, but I'm going to the EO church a little bit more now.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to one of them. He's like one of my best friends, and I hit him with the question like, the questions you asked yourself. So I started asking myself like, yeah, how do you know? Matthew wrote Matthew and all these things. And there was one thing he was telling me, because we were talking about intercession of saints.
Yeah.
And I was kind of breaking it down to him, and he's like, okay, that makes sense. But to him, it's like, okay, like how can they hear us? And I didn't have a verse for that, and I wanted to ask you.
Revelation 5:13, I think it is. So the question is it possible for them to hear us, right? Well, I mean, is it impossible for God to allow us to hear the prayers? That's the real question. Like, it's not a question as to whether it's possible. Like a lot of these intercession of the prayer questions, it's not really whether it's possible that they can hear us, because certainly these people believe it's possible for God to allow us to hear the prayers, right? The question is whether God would allow it or not. But if they want a proof that it is possible, if you go to Revelation 5:13, St. John is having a vision, and it says that, and I heard every creature in heaven and on earth and under the earth and in the sea and all that is in them, saying, to him who sits on the throne at the Lamb be the blessing and honor, glory and might forever and ever. So is it possible for us on our own to hear every creature in heaven and on earth and in the sea? No, it's not possible, right? We don't have the ability to do that, but through God's grace, we can. And if what Peter says, that we can become partakers of the divine nature of God, then through God's divine nature, we can do all of these things. Just like we can heal the blind, we can raise the dead as well, we can cast out demons. That's not through our own ability. That's through the divine nature of God, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing to hear prayers. Now, the question is, would God let us hear prayers? Why wouldn't he? Are we not commanded to pray for each other?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was kind of telling him. Like, and I was trying to tell him too, like, God is a relational being, right? So things in our reality are very relational. Like things that are good are in teams, are in groups together. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like, for example, a baseball team, like that one team can win a championship together. And, you need everybody on that team to participate. So it's like, I kind of see how it is like up above, like what's down below is up above, like where everything is a team in a way that we are all in the body of Christ together, working together, helping each other out.
Yeah. The problem is the way Protestants view the church is a very Nestorian way of viewing the church. So Nestorianism is viewing Christ as divided in person. Okay, that there is two natures and two persons. There's a human person and a divine person. The human person and the human nature, and the divine person and the divine nature. And what it boils down to is they look at it like this. Well, the body of Christ, which is the church, there's the human side, which is only for the humans. And then there's a divine side that is only for heaven. But we don't look at the church from a Nestorian view. There's only one Christ. There's only one Christ. And yes, there is a human element and a divine element, just like the hypostatic union. The one person of Christ has a divine nature and a human nature. But the person is not split. It's still just one person. So there's only one Christ, one body of Christ. And it doesn't matter if that body of Christ is in heaven or on earth. It's still the same one body of Christ. Meaning that if the body of Christ here on earth is supposed to pray for each other and look out for each other, the same goes for the ones in heaven, and it's not divided. They look out for us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, bro, that was spot on. That was spot on. No, yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's Nestorianism. And the beautiful thing about the hypostatic union, it gives us the perfect understanding of what the church is supposed to be. Okay. And the Bible is this way too, right? There's a human element to it and a divine element to it. both together synergistically, right? It's we woven in together, and it's revealing the truth that we have in the Bible. The Bible works this way too, right? And the church works this way. It's the divine and the human nature combined. This is why in the Orthodox we believe in theosis. We believe that we, because of what Christ, assuming Christ human a human nature, we have the ability of deification within our nature. But our person and our will is what we're fighting against. And when we deny our passions of the personhood that is corrupted, then we can access the deification within our nature and access theosis, which we will eventually get when we resurrect.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Because I was so going back to that Nestorianism, I don't know if I said it right. So that's kind of, I was watching like a Oriental Orthodox like priest talk, and he was saying that, you know, I think it had to do with that comes into complications where you think the human nature does things, and then when he does miracles, he turns on the divine nature. That's like a problem, right? It's just like it's like he turns it on when he wants and he turns it off when he wants. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it's technically not a problem. See, these are arguments that can be that argument can be explained very easily. The manifestation of the acts of the divine nature can manifest in time. Doesn't mean they're always going to be manifested in time. So that's not an issue. And we don't believe the divine nature like entered in the human body. Okay, we believe in a distinction between the nature and the person. The Oriental Orthodox are going to collapse person and nature together. They believe that the person is identical to the nature, that they're all one thing.
Yeah.
That's why they believe that there's only one person, but that one person took on a human element, and they look at it as like a composite, where it's like the human and the divine came together, because the person assumed the human nature. Therefore, the divine nature entered the human, and it combined. Right? We don't look at it the same way metaphysically, and there's problems. There's not a lot of problems with metaphysicism. Like, you can kind of like coherently explain your way through. It gets very crazy with the terminology, like very dicey. However, deiphysitism will hold a better account of Christ's will a lot better than metaphysitism, because then you're going to have to explain the two wills of Christ, if there is two wills. And that's kind of where it becomes incoherent.
Okay, gotcha.
But anyways, nonetheless, they have a different, I know that was probably a lot, but they have a different view on how they look at nature and person than we do. Therefore, we're going to talk past each other in certain things.
Yeah. I was watching that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. You know, I've been going to the.
Yo, you coming to church, Adrian, next Sunday?
I'm back down in Miami right now.
Hey, now he's gonna get an extra pawpaw. That's crazy.
But I want to go. I'll go back up to Tampa. I go all the time. So yeah, that's why I reached out to see if we can all, go. I'll go with you guys and stuff. And
yeah,
I can't believe that he fumbled the ball.
I fumbled for sure.
You're good, bro. I was out of I was a little far. I'm not gonna lie. So
yeah,
and I didn't even have my car. I was with my homeboy.
Oh so you would definitely want to, because where we were was gonna be a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, and he was down. Like, he's cool. Like, and he goes to he's Dominican, so he grew up in the Pentecostal church. And
no, he would have saw that service and been like, nah.
I know. I was gonna tell them. Hey, it's different, but I was getting in his head like, hey, but this. But
his pastor would have started rebuking immediately.
For real.
No, but he's one of those guys. He's like, dude, like, you came to my church, I'll go to yours, no problem. Like, he's my boy.
You gotta love.
He's one of those.
I'm like, that little meal. That's my.
You gotta
boy
love
right
the
there.
parties for that. Be like, listen, you do it for me, I do it for you.
Yeah, the funny thing, Peace was like at liturgy this past weekend. They were doing, it was St. Andrew's feast day, so they were doing a little ceremony for the 5 loaves, because Andrew's the one that had faith in the 5 loaves and stuff like that. And the the priest was swinging the censer for the incense around the table where the bread was and doing a prayer, right? And then Peace looks at me and she goes, "Imagine if a Protestant was here and saw all of this and was just like, nah, this ain't the truth." Well, I started crying, bro. Because it's like, how do you go through all of this and then just be like, nah, this ain't it?
Do not visit my church if it's your first time, because I am not mature enough.
How do you go to
I
a
was
Orthodox
literally-
parish
I'd be-
and just be like, nah, this history
I'd be sitting in those
is rubbish?
pews, just immature in my head. Like, look, they laughing about what the Pope did. I'm like, look, if a Protty was here, they'd be shaking their head and like rebuking us.
But I'm
What is
serious.
all
Like,
this?
if anybody's
But it
ever
was a good-
attended,
it was so good though.
if anybody's ever attended a liturgy, you would understand why that's funny. Because it's like, it would be really hard if you're a Protestant, if you're being honest and at least open-minded. It would be really hard as a Protestant to go through a divine liturgy and just be like, yeah, this, you can't just deny it. You're like, there's something here, at the very
there's
least.
no way. They would have denied it 1,000%. They would have seen that priest like do a ring around the rosy on the altar with some bread in the middle, shaking an incense. They would have been like, what the heck is all
¿Qué pasa aquí?
¿Qué pasa aquí?
Yo estoy loco.
¿Qué es lo que está pasando? Pero, ¿qué?
No, that's funny. No, yeah.
Y esto.
And I have like, Peace, like us, Hispanic. Like, you guys know, a lot of these people are in the Catholic Church or in the Protestant, Protestant or Pentecostal. Pentecostal is big,
Yeah, I was a
Like,
Pentecostal.
even
he was the like Protty. I was like Pentecostal.
Yeah, there's like a difference.
Even so I have like my friends like from school. There's some church girls. They love church.
Gilberto's like
whatever.
El Diablo.
El Diablo. And then they go to like one of their dads is a famous freaking, Christian.
Yo, he's
figure.
cracking up. He laughs at our trauma because he wasn't there. Shooting in the gym. I'm sorry. What
No, you're
happened?
good. So one of the girls I know that they go to church. They're really into all this, But one of their dads is, I don't know if you heard of Danny Barrios. Have you heard of him?
Sounds
The
familiar.
last name sound familiar.
Famous Christian singer, Hispanic.
Okay.
One of their dads is one of them, so they're really into the Pentecostal.
They're heavy in it, bro. It's like
Oh,
their
trust
whole
me, I
their
was
whole
in there.
identity.
Oh my,
I was in
whole
those
identity.
bands.
They do concert. They do the whole nine.
Oh, they get paid
Yeah.
on it. They get paid on being that type of product.
Hey, bro, they're rich type. Like
I was in
million.
there. I know exactly what you're
Like,
talking about. I got
millions-
invited to worship at churches with them. So
Yeah, millions subs, over like million subs on YouTube. Like,
Yeah, imagine
they're
walking away from all that.
yeah, they're
That's
like
crazy.
Juan Luis Guerra status.
No way.
Not the
For
Juan
real,
Luis
though, for real.
Guerra, bro. Oh my gosh.
I love Juan Luis Guerra. I'm not gonna lie.
Me
Of course, you're Dominican. You have to.
I love it. I be singing out of nowhere. Like with Bear just laughing at me. I'm like, Jesus me dijo.
I was literally listening to the other day. It's funny. So
That's funny. It's always funny.
yeah.
But yeah, definitely get them in there.
No, yeah, I was talking to them and I hit them with the like how do you know who put the Bible together? How do you know who wrote that?
Oh yeah,
And
what do you
they're
say to
like-
that? Yeah, what do you
No,
say?
it was the girls. I told the girls. Oh, my boy. Oh, I'll tell you what my boy said. He said, you just gotta have faith, bro. I'm like, bro, so you
No,
have blind
man.
faith?
That's what they used to tell me when
That's
I
what
was
they
in them
told me
church.
too,
They'd be
bro.
like, listen, you question anything in that Bible?
Exactly.
Bro, that's literally
it,
that.
like,
Like, bro, I look back
will
at it.
rebuke you.
I was 16 years old. I asked one of like the deacons or one of the like the elders of the Baptist church that I went to the same question. That's what he told me. He's like, we just have faith that it is. And I thought, and I didn't like that answer, and I thought there was something wrong with me. I was gaslit my whole life, thinking like, well, how dare you even question this? But then when I started looking into Orthodox Church, I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, I was asking the right questions. I just didn't know.
Yeah,
So,
and I kind of explained this to him, and I'm like, okay, now if you were to ask me that, I can go and get outside sources that are quoting the whole Bible.
Yeah, cook
You know?
them, Adrian. Cook
No, I
your
was
friends.
cooking a little bit, and then he's like, okay.
He was eating it up, huh?
And I'm like, you need to come to this divine liturgy with me on Wednesdays, bro. What you know? But he's a great, like, he's one of those kids. He got me into going to church, you know?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
like, he's a good dude.
Liturgy. I said that. Yeah.
Yeah, but little by little, you know. Because you know what really changed for me was big is just because I was going to the Protestant church, right? And I was seeing, okay, this is how they teach. They teach very emotional, and you know, they teach the Bible and then they compare it to your life, right? Oh, you know, doing this and that, this can help you. You know, it's very like that. But when I started listening to how, you know, how the EO teaches and all that, blew my mind.
Yep.
Like everything, you can just tell off the teachings what's happening, you know?
Yep.
Literally, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's a different level, man. It's
Different
it
level,
definitely
bro.
has more grounding. It's more logical. It makes way more sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
Like what you were talking about yesterday in the Bible study, it's like, dude, you're not going to hear that at a Protestant church.
You're not.
You're not. So it's like, what we doing? Like,
what are we even doing, gang?
Yeah. No, for sure, bro. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys for sure.
Yeah, man. Love you too, bro. I'm glad you're coming through. I know it's taking you a little bit, you know, but everybody has a different pace, bro. So
yeah. No, yeah, man. And this past year, like, well, how long? I've been watching you since you had almost 10,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's when I started really like getting into, you know, reading and stuff. I wasn't even going to church, bro. Like, I wasn't in that life.
Well, good, man. I'm glad you're going back.
Yeah. No, me either. I was looking for a church for like 3 years before I started going to liturgy.
Yeah.
I went to a liturgy one time. I didn't want to leave. Everybody's different, but for me, I was like, llegué. I was like, I'm home.
Yeah. No, for sure. So now, yeah, this year has really changed for me with, you know, getting closer to God and learning a lot, man. I've learned so much. It's crazy. So,
yeah, bro. Now you gotta get Caesar on board.
Yeah,
We're good.
appreciate you.
Now, yeah, Caesar be going to church. He's a Catholic church and stuff,
There you
but
go.
he's not in it, you know.
Yeah,
but his
I know.
family,
Yeah, you know how these Catholics be doing over
They
there.
be going through the motions. Well, the Cradle Orthodox be the same way. The Cradle Orthodox be the same way though. They just go and they go through the motions.
No, the Orthodox be doing that too. They just be going. They don't really know what they're doing. But
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, well, I'll get him on board to. I always, you know, I throw my hints in there for him to stay locked and pray and stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
good.
know, he's a little younger than me, so he'll get it through. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, he is. You signed up for the course?
No, I haven't, bro. I haven't.
Bro, sign up.
it's all good. It's gonna be available.
Yeah, it'll be available.
Whenever that
Whenever you're ready.
paycheck hit, just get that course game. That first $99 goes to that course.
No, seriously, I'm gonna look into. I think there's an option I could do installments for people.
Look at it.
I didn't
as
consider it at
tithing.
first, but I think I might consider it for some people. So,
But bro, yeah, I need to get into that for sure. We'll talk.
all right, brother. Take it easy, man.
All right, man. Love
All
you
right,
guys.
bro.
Be safe.
All right, peace.
All right.
I'm gonna deal with this troll clown.
Hey, you gotta probably kick me. Hey, Pusha, I wasn't waffling. What you talking about? You gotta kick me off.
All right, brother.
All right.
Push a T. Are you a Muslim?
Finally, the guy was waffling for so long. But okay, yeah. I want you to do me a favor. Can you lay out that argument that you was using about the loving thing or something similar?
Yeah. Are you a Sunni Muslim?
Yeah, but that will have nothing to do with basic logic. So yeah.
Yeah, it would, depending on how you view your God.
Okay, so I'll show you that it doesn't. Can you lay out the argument?
Okay. Are you Sunni?
Yes.
Thank you.
So hurry up and lay out the argument.
Thank you very much. Thank you for at least answering a question. First question answered. All right. So you do hold to the 99 attributes of Allah, right? Or is Allah's nature, can it be changed?
About the loving. You said he has to be. He said that you said that Allah is dependent. Or something,
Can Allah's
correct?
nature change?
I'm not sure. You said that he's loving, right?
Can
You said
Allah's
he's
nature
dependent on loving,
change?
correct?
This is why you came
Why
up
are you
here.
changing the topic?
You can't even track a conversation.
Yeah,
Can
why are
Allah's
you, why are
nature
you changing
change?
the topic? Okay. Why are you
Can
changing the
Allah?
topic?
I'm not changing the topic. I'm literally going to it. Can Allah's nature change? Yes or no?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So Allah being the most loving, is that a description of his nature?
It's an attribute.
Is that an attribute of his nature?
It's an attribute, yes.
Okay,
An
good.
eternal attribute.
Good. So the eternal attribute.
Yeah, just lay out what you're saying.
So
Lay
the
out what you're
eternal
saying.
attribute, meaning that is within his nature, correct? Hello.
Is that your whole dilemma? Is that your dilemma?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the dilemma.
Are you
That's
okay?
the dilemma. Can you fix it?
I asked you, can you lay out what you're saying? And you're just going by.
So the attributes are
That's
within
right.
his nature, correct?
Yes, the eternal.
Thank you very much.
inseparable from
Thank you very
God,
much.
yes.
Okay.
Now hurry up, lay out.
Who was Allah loving before creation?
It's part of Allah's nature as an attribute.
Who was Allah loving before creation?
Yeah, just like for example, I'll give you an example.
Mhm.
So you can be basically can somebody be angry without hitting anyone? Yes or no?
Yep.
You can be generous without giving anything right now, correct?
Correct.
So then that already shows there's a distinction between being something and doing something. So
If I go from being not angry to angry, is that a change?
if you go from being not angry to angry,
Is that a change?
a change in what? Nature.
In anything, in my nature, yes. That I go from not being angry to angry.
That could be part of your nature.
I didn't ask that. I said, is that a change within my nature?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. So with something that goes from like the ability that's within my nature, the ability to be angry, when it goes from inactive to active, you're saying that's not a change.
You said what?
The ability that's within my nature that can go from not being angry to angry, you're saying that's not a change.
Yeah, you're making a category error.
Okay. I just want to know, you're saying that's not a change, right?
The category error you're making, you're confusing the existence of an attribute with the manifestation.
No, I'm
of an
not.
attribute.
I'm granting you that the
Yes, you
existence
are.
of the, no, I'm not. I'm granting you
Yes,
the
you are.
existence is there. If the ability is there, but it goes from inactive to active, there's a before and an after. Is that a change?
So, for example, like a fire can have heat eternally, but it only burns when something touches it. The fire didn't change. The thing that changed.
Yeah, that's not the same thing, brother. That's not the same thing.
Yes, it is.
That's not the same thing. So we're
that's
talking
what
about the
I'm saying.
ability,
You're confusing.
the ability for the heat of the fire.
Yes, so I'm saying to you, as you've already admitted and conceded already, somebody can be generous without doing the action. In the same sense, God can be loving without the creation.
Good.
So thank you.
So then was he
So you already
actively,
conceded. Thank
good,
you.
good,
You
good.
conceded.
So no, I did
You
not
conceded.
concede. You're an idiot,
Yeah,
dude.
you
You're an
conceded my
idiot. What
point.
you're conceding is a change, which you don't even realize.
That's
So
not a change.
okay,
how that's a
good.
change.
I'll explain how it's a
Explain
change.
how that's a change.
Good,
Yeah,
good, good.
explain.
A change would be change would be going from potential to actual. Would you agree or disagree?
So okay, so you're.
Would you
just said, right,
agree
everyone-
or disagree? A change is a potential to actual. Would you agree or disagree?
So show me where Allah goes from potential to actual.
Okay, so you agree that's a change, right?
No, I never agree. That's a show me.
Okay,
gonna destroy
then what
you with
is
your own
then what is
definition.
then
Watch
what
this.
is change? Then what is change?
Okay, watch this. You said a
What's
change
your
would be going from
definition of
potential to
change,
actual.
brother?
Watch
What's the
this.
definition of change?
Watch this. Are you ready?
You're not going to answer the
Are
question.
you
are
ready?
you? If you don't answer the
I'm gonna
question, I'm
answer the
dropping
question
you.
right now. Don't run. Please don't run like you always do.
What's the
little bear.
definition of change, clown? Go ahead. What is
All
it?
right, baby bear. Watch this. I'll show you. You said a change would be going from.
Get the hell out of here, dude. Waste of time. Yeah, definition of change would only be a potential to an actual. If you have a different definition, then present it. What is it? And let's see if it's coherent. But change to everybody that lives in the real world is potential to actual. So if Allah has the potential to love another, and then it actualizes that ability, has the potential to love another, but doesn't until creation happens, then that means there's a change within Allah. If there's a change within Allah, that means Allah's nature is within time, because time is the measurement of that change. If there's any change within Allah, any sequence of a before and after within Allah and his nature, then that means he is going to be within time. Period and point blank. All right, guys, I got to go. Guys, don't forget to sign up for the course. I'm going to look into a couple of things, but nonetheless, sign up for the course. You don't want to miss it. If you can't do it now, you could do it at another time when you do have it. No worries. The course is always going to be available. But appreciate every single one of you guys joining the live today. Another good live stream. We had some people say that Allah cannot act without creation. Oof. Allah cannot act without creation. Before creation, there was no act of Allah. He was just there. Wow. Absolutely amazing. JC, brother, another former Pentecostal Hispanic Prodi converting to EO. Thank you so much for the money gun. You already know you get the Wheezy for that. Thank you so much for the money gun. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, everybody who sent super chats. Thank you, everybody who's we're starting off. Oh, December 2nd. So we're starting off the month right. We had another great month of November, second best month we've had. So thank you guys for the month of November. You guys were amazing with the super chats and everything. So thank you guys so much. Let's let December be the best month that we can. Okay. Love you guys. God bless every single one of you guys. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever to the ages of ages. Amen.